Guru Gauranga Gandharva Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Radha Raman Bihari Ju Ki Jai Jai Nityala Pravishtam Vishnupa Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shita Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudeva Ki Jai. To dear Shubha Avirbhav Vyāsa-pūjā Maha Mahotsav Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shita Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Vaman Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shita Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Trivikram Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupāda Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupāda Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupāda Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupāda Shatara Shata Shishimar Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gurudeva Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Śrī Rūpānugarya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Śrī Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Śrī Jeev Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Śrī Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Śrī Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathurā Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sarva Abhishta Padatta Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda Ki Jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Gurudeva Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Avirbhav Titi Ki Jai. Vyāsa-pūjā Maha Mahotsav Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to everybody following this Titi. Anybody who has any, for all of my Gurudev's followers, anybody who has any honor for my Gurudev, all glories Jai. Shri Harina Samagata Gaur Bhakta Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Hare Krishna everybody. Dandavat pranams. Hari Bol Rukmini Didi and Ganga Mataji and everybody else here. Dandavat pranams. So I thought today we could read something of wait, oh, 1 second. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so I thought today I'm going to do a reading here 2 days, and this first day, so on this first day we're going to read, I thought we could try to delve into the teachings of my Gurudev on this first day, and then tomorrow we can read glorifications from different devotees about the glories of my Gurudev. But I thought most important thing, the most intimate, deep way to connect with Śrīla Gurudeva is through his teachings. And so I selected two. One, the first thing we'll read is an article called Prema-vivarta, Love Reversed. It was given by Śrīla Gurudeva, I think it was in April 2000 in Keshivji Gaudiya Math, Mathurā. So we'll read that first, and then after we'll read the introduction of Veṇu-gīta, which I think that's a very good, that really encapsulates the mission of my Śrīla Gurudev. Well, yeah, so yeah, we'll read those two things. All right, so I'll share my screen and we will begin. It's a bit long, like altogether, it's 8,000 words. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. Hari Bol, Hari Priya Didi, Hare Krishna. All right. I only have one screen right now, so I won't be able to see all the comments all the time. Only when yeah, so sorry about that. Okay. And I think this appeared in Rays of the Harmonist, Kārtika 2007, if I remember correctly. Śrī Prema-vivarta, Love Reversed, by Srimad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja, from his class. Sri Gauranga's intimate associate, Sri Jagadananda Pandit, writes in his book, Śrī Prema-vivarta, he writes, Piriti bolia tinti, says, I think it's supposed to be akshar. I don't know. It says ankar vidita bhuvana majhe. I think that's supposed to be akshar. Anyhow, the three letters pi, ri, ti are of universal renown. Maybe ankar is another word for akshar, but the three letters pi, ri, ti are of universal renown. In other words, these three letters are the essence of everything. We often hear Dai akshar prema kapade so pandita hoy. Anyone who has realized the 2.5 syllables prem is a true scholar. Within the three letters pi, ri, ti lies the essence of the Vedas and Upanishads, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the books of the Goswāmīs. Real love is never expressed. Sri Jagadananda Pandit has written that one who is truly in love will never tell their beloved, "Oh, I love you." Will he say that? Never. He will conceal his love. Would he open his heart to his beloved and directly explain the extent of his love? To do so would not be true love or piriti, but rather mundane worldly love. One who is truly in love will never reveal it openly. For example, Srimati Radhika's love for Krishna surpasses all others. Yet she never openly expresses her love for him. Instead, she says, Na prema gandosti darapi me haro grandami sobhagya bharam prakashito vangshi vilasya nanalokanam vina bibharmi yat prana patanga kanvrita. It's from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 245. One second, just need to clear my throat. So Srimati Radhika says, I have not even a cent of love for Sri Krishna. I am crying simply to flaunt whatever fortune I once obtained. If I truly loved him, how could I endure this useless life bereft of the sight of his lotus feet as he sports with his flute? Srimati Radhika is sobbing. Alas, I have not even the slightest trace of love for the worshipful feet of Sri Krishna. She is writhing in utter anxiety and crying. The aboriginal girls of Sri Govardhan worship the lotus feet of Sri Krishna with profuse love. The she-deer roaming in the Vrindavan forest and even the clouds in the sky have immense love for Sri Krishna. The river Yamuna has so much love for him that she embraces his form with her rippling waves on the pretext of bowing at his lotus feet. Alas, I have no such prem. These are the moods of Srimati Radhika. Sriman Mahaprabhu would become absorbed in her moods, and, weeping bitterly, he would speak in this way. Just see, Although such love is never expressed, Sri Jagadananda has revealed his heart and has described Mahaprabhu's love. Those truly in love, transcendental love, never say, I love you. Only worldly people with mundane love, with Jada Prem, speak so openly. Such love is not true love. It's not prem. It is lust. It is calm. We must transcend this level of love and learn to conceal our prem, to protect it from contamination. Contrary emotions. Everything Sri Jagadananda is writing about, is writing about concerns Prema-vivarta, the reversed movements of love. An ordinary person can never understand this Prema-vivarta. Only devotees can understand it. The word avartan means to move or to turn. So vivarta means vishesh avarta, a movement that is reversed in a unique manner. It is the state of love when it turns against its natural flow. This was portrayed when Sriman Mahaprabhu departed from Puri to go to Vrindavan, leaving Sri Gadadhar Pandit behind. At that time, Sri Gadadhar told him, "Of what use is my kshetra sannyas? I only took kshetra sannyas to be with you. It was not for any purpose of my own. I do not want it." These contrary emotions were thus churning in his heart. Kshetra sannyas is the vow to, it says, when a person vows to renounce the world by remaining in one holy place for his entire life, it is called kshetra sannyas. So I only take kshetra sannyas to be with you. It was not for any purpose of my own. I do not want it. These contrary emotions were thus churning in his heart. We see another example of this in Sri Jagadananda himself. He has written, "I left Sriman Mahaprabhu with his permission and set off for Vrindavan. Alas, who could be more insane? Why did I take his leave?" Sri Jagadananda initially left for Vrindavan, but ended up in Navadvip, which is the real Vrindavan, concealed. Sri Jagadananda was living very closely with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he never stood before him to say, "I love you." In turn, Sriman Mahaprabhu treated him in the same way. Hari Bol Krishna Mai Didi. After carefully preparing excellent sandalwood oil, Sri Jagadananda underwent great trouble to bring it from Bengal for Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu simply told Govinda to use it in the lamps offered to Sri Jagannath in the temple. Sriman Mahaprabhu loves all of his associates. Was Chota Haridas not his associate? Did Mahaprabhu not have affection for him? According to outsiders, he rejected him. But later he was so anxious to see him that he would inquire, "Oh, what happened to Chota Haridas?" When someone finally informed him that Chota Haridas had committed suicide in Prayag, he simply remarked, "Oh well, good." But then, as a Gandharva, that same Haridas would secretly come and sing for Mahaprabhu. He had not rejected him after all. To the eyes of outsiders, Sri Ramachandra banished Sri Sita Devi. But did he really reject her? There is no question of him rejecting her. She is not someone to reject. If you have true love, if you have prem for someone, you can never leave them. Lust can easily be abandoned, but no one can possibly abandon a prakrit prem, true spiritual love. Could Sri Ram leave Sita? Could she leave him? He simply staged her exile and then waited for her in their spiritual abode. Once Sri Yashoda bound Sri Krishna to a grinding mortar. Sometimes she brandishes a stick at him, chastises him, and threatens to punish him. Sometimes she even slaps him and twists his ear. What is this? Is this prem? It is Prema-vivarta, the reversed movements of love. What can be truly understood from an external perspective? Oh, 1 second. Oh, Haribo and Dira Mataji. If another person sees us chastising our child, they'll think we are very cruel, and they will assume that we have no love for our child. But our chastisement is in fact an example of Prema-vivarta. Prem is thus extremely difficult to understand. As Sri Yashoda sometimes threatens Krishna with a stick or twists his ear, Sri Shachimaya also chastises Gaur Hari, and sometimes she punishes him by keeping him home from school. Sri Krishna Chandra left Vrindavan and went to Mathurā, and then Dwarka. In the eyes of all, this act was extremely cruel. The gopis were writhing in the pain of separation from him. They were dying as they wept and cried out to him. Even Uddhav could not bear this sight. How could Sri Krishna be so cruel, he thought. How could he have left this place? How could he leave those who were crying for him? But in truth, Krishna did not leave, and neither Sri Radha nor Sri Krishna ever forgot each other. This is an example of Madhan Bhav, the paramount expression of Prem, manifested solely in the meeting of Sri Radha Krishna. According to the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Krishna left Vraj and never again returned to meet the Vrajvasis. This is Prema-vivarta, love reversed. It is beyond the understanding of the ordinary man. Thus, Prem, true love, is completely incomprehensible. And as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.14.5, it is especially unique and rare in this world. Muktanam apisiddhanam Nārāyaṇa parayana sadurlabha prashantatma kotishvapi mahamune. O illustrious sage, among millions of liberated, perfected souls, one may be a devotee of Sri Narayan. Such peaceful devotees are extremely rare. Hare Krishna Shubhananda Prabhu. We understand that this verse refers to one with Prem Bhakti. Among thousands and even millions of such devotees, a single Vraj Bhakta who is developing the moods of the gopis is extremely rare, beyond mundane limitation. Sriman Mahaprabhu's dear Jaga, Sri Jagadananda, says, Chandi Dasa Vidyapati Karnamrita Rayer Kiti E Sabamulya Shastra Jano E Sabe Nahi Ko Kam Esa Premer Dham Aprakrita Tahate Vidhana. It's Prema-vivarta, chapter 16, verse 12. Jagadananda says, one should know all these invaluable scriptures, the songs of Chandidas and Vidyapati, Sri Bilvamangal Thakur's Sri Krishna Karnamrita, and Sri Rai Ramananda's Sri Jagannath Vallabh Natak, and his many songs. No lust contaminates these scriptures, which are abodes of immaculate prem and are of the nature of transcendence. One second, I'm just going to clear my throat again. Okay. The words Rayar Giti refer to Sri Rai Ramananda's many songs, one of which is as follows. Pahile hi raga nayana bhange bhelo anudina badalo avadina gelo. That's from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 8:194. At first, we grew attached to each other through exchanges of shy glances. That attachment grew day by day and never found an end. Sri Jagadananda Pandit has written, Śrī Purusha-vivaran je kichu tahi varnan she sab upama matra sar. Any description about ordinary men and women that may be found in these books is simply a comparison made for the sake of explanation. Lusty people, however, will assume that these descriptions concern ordinary men and women. The transcendental moods of Sri Radha and Sri Krishna cannot be described in mundane language, which is crippled by its airs, boundaries, and limitations. The mundane is bound by limitations. For example, who can understand Draupadi's relationship with Sri Krishna? She is the wife of Arjuna and his brothers, who are all Sri Krishna's very dear friends, and he is theirs. But Draupadi, their wife, also addresses Krishna as her Sakha, her dear intimate friend, and he in turn addresses her as his Sakhi. Why and how can he interact with her in this way? In the eyes of the world, this is extremely difficult to reconcile. Naturally, she sees the Pandavas as her husbands, yet she sees Sri Krishna as her beloved. This is impossible and unacceptable from a worldly perspective. Also, Kunti Devi, as Krishna's aunt, is a mother to him. But what are her feelings for him? Who is Krishna to her? Externally, she nurtures motherly affection, Vatsalya Bhav, for him. But internally, she experiences something quite different. She loves him as her Pran Vallabha, the beloved of her life. In what way is Uttara, Parikshit Mahāraja's mother, related to Sri Krishna? He was her father-in-law's brother-in-law and cousin. There's a footnote. What does a footnote say? Oops. Because Sri Krishna's younger sister was Uttara's mother-in-law, he was like her uncle. By age, she could have been Krishna's granddaughter. But her own son, Parikshit Maharaj, is instructing her to maintain her present external relationship with Krishna, yet to feel that he is her beloved. This is impossible in this world. Moreover, even though Parikshit Maharaj is a man, he also regards Sri Krishna as the beloved of his life. Anyone, man or woman, who chants the Sri Gopal mantra, worshipping Sri Krishna as Gopi Jana Vallabha, longs for the love that Srimati Radhika and the gopis nurture for him. That love is piriti, true love. Nowhere else can such love be found in its entirety. The fullest expression of true love is seen in Srimati Radhika. In comparison, Sri Krishna experiences only a fraction of such love. His love touches Mahabhav, but it cannot go beyond that. No matter how high his love extends, it cannot even reach the same level as Sri Lalita's and Sri Vishakha's love, which touch Ruda and Adiruda, the highest states of Mahabhav. Sri Krishna has no such love. In the higher stages of Prem, from Anurag and up, the moods of Srimati Radhika are predominant, not the moods of Sri Krishna. Our Goswamis describe these exalted and complex moods, which are beyond the understanding of the general people. These topics are essential for those who wish to do bhajan, but they are not suitable for anyone else. Yeah, they're not suitable for anyone else. Prem cannot be described. From the summit of Prem, the stages of Mahabhav, Modan, and Madan, to its smallest particle, Shraddha, faith, are all are entirely transcendental. So Shraddha is the smallest particle of Prem. So from the stages of Mahabhav, Modan, and Madan to its smallest particle, Shraddha, all are entirely transcendental. They are all elements, they are ankshas of that immaculate love. Paramarthik Shraddha, true transcendental faith, is to be regarded as fully spiritual. The awakening of this Shraddha begins the sadhak's spiritual journey, and his outer and inner behavior will develop accordingly. We must clearly understand that it is not something mundane. Although it is the smallest fraction of Srimati Radhika's Prem, it is nevertheless a particle of full cognizance, eternal existence, and pure joy. Sorry, one second. Satchid Ananda. It manifests in two ways, as external symptoms, Tatastha Lakshan, and as inner emotions, Sarup Lakshan. We can describe the outer symptoms of that Shraddha to some extent, but no one can express its inner constitutional characteristics. We can realize the presence of true love from the ecstatic symptoms that appear as the outward expressions of various bhavs or moods. These include 13 anubhavs, such as dancing, singing, and hiccuping, 33 vyabhichari bhavs, such as madness, jubilation, and eagerness, and especially 8 sattvika bhavs, such as crying, horripilation, and faltering of the voice. And complete lists can be found in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu and the third division of Jaiva Dharma concerning Ras Tattva. For example, we may see someone crying, "Alas, O Krishna!" He may be fainting, trembling, or experiencing other transformations of ecstasy. We may be able to differentiate between the different intensities of those transformations: Dhumayita, smoldering; Jvalita, burning; Dipta, blazing; Udipta, raging; and Sudipta, blazing in all brilliance. According to various symptoms, we may be able to discern the different levels of love in the devotees. We may be able to detect the presence of some true love. But in other cases, what we perceive may not be love. It may merely be a show. Thus, based on external symptoms, we cannot confidently ascertain the degree of someone's love. On the other hand, when Srila Rupa Goswami was hearing Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami's heart-rending recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, he experienced many sattvika bhavs, as did everyone else listening. One person was foaming at the mouth, another was weeping profusely, while someone else was crying out in anguish. Yet, in Srila Rupa Goswami, the sattvik bhavs did not manifest externally. He just sat there quietly. It amazed some devotees that he appeared to be unaffected. But internally, what had actually happened? There was no knowing whether he was dead or alive, for he had exceeded the limits of sattvik bhav. It is extremely difficult to discern the Swarup Lakshan of Prem, or even of any of its elements, such as Shraddha. Prem is defined as follows: Samyang ma srinita swanto mamatva tishayankita bhava sa eva sandratma buddhai prema nigadyate. That's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 141. It means, when bhav completely melts the heart, it creates deep possessiveness for Sri Krishna and becomes greatly intensified. According to the learned, this signifies the appearance of Prem. How can anyone describe this intense mamata, possessive attachment? Who can state the extent of a person's mamata, or what he experiences internally? One may observe another's outer symptoms of prema and try to describe them without much success. If even the external symptoms of prema cannot be described, then what can be said of a love so profound that it becomes Prema-vivarta? I hear an example of Prema-vivarta is like, when you're looking at a car, the wheels of a car, and it's spinning so fast that it starts to look like it's spinning the other way around, like it's going in reverse. So this is prema when it reaches such intensity. It's going so fast that it seems the opposite of love. It seems like it's love reversed. So the intrinsic nature of prema is most difficult to portray. Even the scriptures fail to describe it and simply define it as possessive attachment to Śrī Krishna. Only Śrī Krishna is eternally the object of such attachment. No one else, including Srimati Radhika or any other gopi, is ever described as its object. Nevertheless, overwhelmed by Prema-vivarta, Śrī Krishna experiences the same mamata for Srimati Radhika. That is Prema-vivarta. Sri Jagadananda Pandit writes, Krishna prem sunirmala jeno shuddha ganga jala Śrī Prema-yamritera sindhu nirmala she anurag nahi tahe jadadag shukla vastra shunyamasi bindhu. It's Prema-vivarta 16, chapter 16, verse 15. Śrī Krishna Prema is immaculate like the pure waters of the Ganga and is an ocean of nectar. That anurag is uncontaminated and untainted by mundanity. It is like a spotless white cloth. True faith never ceases. Haribol Harivala Prabhu. Can I share the link of both the articles? Well, I can share. I actually already did this in our WhatsApp groups. I shared the Word document for this. If you send me a message, I can send you this Word doc. Okay. True faith never ceases. What to speak of one with prema? Even a person in whom firm transcendental faith, paramarthik shraddha, has arisen, says, anyone who has even a person who has firm transcendental faith, paramarthik shraddha, he says, khanda khanda hoy deho jai jadi pran, tabu ami vadane na chhari harinam. My body may be cut to pieces and my life extracted from my body, but I will never stop chanting Harinam. This is an expression of pure spiritual emotion. On the other hand, we see that many people who have taken Diksha and Sannyasa initiation and who have been chanting for 25 years and even preaching all over the world leave their so-called prema to enjoy with a woman. To please her, they even stoop to eating onions, garlic, meat, and fish. Thus, they become entangled in worldly life. They give up chanting Harinam and consequently abandon their very relationship with Śrī Krishna. What kind of Shraddha did they have? Was it real? If one Shraddha is really transcendental, it can never vanish. Thus, there is a great difference between true spiritual faith, Paramarthik Shraddha, and ordinary mundane faith, Lokik Shraddha. True faith can only be achieved by contact with Shuddha Bhaktas. In other words, by their grace and by the mercy of Śrī Krishna, which is always dependent on their grace, we may attain the company of sadhus. Otherwise, without that mercy, as it is said, Sangsar Brahmite kon sadhu sanga nai. We can search the entire universe, but we will never find any sadhu sangha. Thus, by sadhu sangha, we can attain true Shraddha and eventually all perfection. On the other hand, there are those who develop simple, mundane faith by indiscriminate hearing. They have no steady faith in their guru, and they feel no desire to serve him. Their faith in bhakti is flickering day and night like a candle flame. Do such people have paramarthik shraddha? Certainly not. When paramarthik shraddha appears, it remains fixed and steady forever. It's fixed and steady forever. That shraddha soon develops into nishta, complete steadiness. Ordinary faith, lokik shraddha, can never mature into nishta, even if a person takes sannyas or endeavors in various ways for a million births. Understanding through bhajan. Hari bol Sudevi Didi. Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Rukmini says. Okay. Understanding through bhajan. Do Srimati Radhika, Lalita, Vishaka, and the other gopis ever think that their prem for Sri Krishna is greater than Sri Yashoda's? Does this thought ever cross their minds? Never. And yet, does Sri Yashoda know that Krishna finds more satisfaction in the gopis' love for him? Yes, that is why she always provides opportunities for them to serve him. Her heart is so soft and magnanimous. We can never grasp these conceptions with our mundane understanding. These moods will only come by performing bhajan under the guidance of Vaishnavas. It is therefore stated, Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtanano smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya tishtan vraje taranuragi jananukami kalam nayera kilamityupadesha saram. So, Upadeshamrita, verse 8. You should utilize every moment by sequentially engaging your speech and mind in meticulously chanting and remembering Sri Krishna's names, form, qualities, and pastimes, while residing in Vraj under the guidance of the Vrajavasis who have spontaneous love for Sri Krishna. This is the essence of all instruction. This process is the only way to understand prem. However, true realization of this topic ultimately depends on our spiritual practice and depends on our sadhan. Therefore, Sri Jagadananda wrote, Nirmala she anurag nahi tahe jada dag. That intense love is immaculate. It has not the slightest taint of mundanity. Immersed in anurag. How can anurag be defined? Each and every one of these terms has been coined with such precision. Each and every one of these terms have been coined with such precision after carefully examining and weighing their import that nothing can replace them. What word could possibly replace anurag? English has no equivalent for anurag. The word love lacks specificity. The word love lacks specificity. I have a hard time saying that word. It is universally used for any and every expression of affection. We must try to understand the import of anurag in at least a general manner. With whatever little understanding I have, I will try to explain what I have gathered from Jaiva Dharma and other places. Prem is when there is every reason for love to cease, yet it only increases. When that prem swells, it completely melts the heart and becomes sneha, which is also of many varieties. When that sneha fully ripens and is thus enhanced, it becomes man. Man then evolves into a state called pranay, which may also appear prior to man. Then comes rag, a state in which the Vishai and Ashai are perpetually coloring the love of their hearts in newer and newer ways. For example, when dyeing a cloth red, it is submerged again and again in the dye, and each time it emerges with a deeper color. In the same way, the ashraya's heart is forever enriched in a single mood. This is rag, and it will increase beyond all control until it reaches the utmost limit of ashray prem. Prem exists in two forms: as the loved, the Vishay, and as the lover, ashray. The Vishay relishes love, cherishing it within his heart, while the ashray relishes love by serving him. When classifying these two aspects of love, all of our scriptures, especially those written by Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, state that although Shri Krishna is the undivided ocean of all prem, Akila Rasamrita Sindhu, he is Akila Rasamrita Sindhu himself. He also relishes that prem as the Vishay by tasting the 5 primary moods of love, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, as well as the 7 secondary varieties, Hasya, Adbhuta, Vira, Karuna, Rodra, Bhayanaka, and Bibhatsa. And who is the ashray, or lover? All the devotees with these 5 primary moods are the ashray, among whom the gopis are the most exalted. And among even them, Srimati Radhika's 8 sakhis, or intimate friends, are foremost. But Srimati Radhika herself is the most exalted. The ashraya jatiya prem in her heart surpasses the prem in the hearts of all others. When her love for Shri Krishna, the object of prem, the Vishay, reaches its utmost limits, it attains a state known as swasamvedya. And doesn't swasamveda mean that it can only be understood by herself? There's no way to describe it. Only she can understand it. No other person can even begin to understand. In other words, when the lovers, the gopis headed by Srimati Radhika become totally immersed in serving, remembering, and meditating on Shri Krishna, then they completely forget themselves. They forget who is relishing love and who is giving love. They even forget to perform their services. That love and the joy it creates is all that remains in their hearts, nothing else. Sri Ramananda Rai has written, Na so Ramana, na ham Ramani, duhum mana mano bhava peshala jani. He is no longer the enjoyer, nor I the enjoyed. Our minds have merged together in our mutual love. In this state, Srimati Radhika knows no difference between herself and Shri Krishna. When the gopis were writhing in separation from Shri Krishna after he disappeared from the ras, their prem reached such a height that they forgot their own identities as gopis. In their madness, they thought themselves to be Krishna and began enacting his pastimes. Similarly, as Srimati Radhika serves Shri Krishna in the state of swasamvedya, she is conscious only of her own delight. She forgets that she is meant to serve him, and in that state, even if she continues to serve him, she forgets that she is doing so. She revels solely in the delight of her own feeling. This is swasamvedya dasha. Swa means personally, or own. Therefore, only one who has love can understand this topic. Lalita, Vishaka, and even Shri Krishna cannot realize these feelings of Srimati Radhika. To do so, Shri Krishna must come as Sriman Mahaprabhu, because this swasamvedya dasha is exclusively experienced by Srimati Radhika. True love is for Shri Shri Radha Krishna. Hari Bol, Manjari Didi. Thank you. Rukmini Didi. Oh, sorry, I haven't been because I don't have another screen, so I don't see your comments when you write them. But is Komal Shraddha always just Lokik Shraddha? As far as I've understood, Komal Shraddha, soft, pliable, tender faith, is the same as Lokik Shraddha. But I don't know, maybe, yeah, I'm not sure if it's like Komal Shraddha and Lokik Shraddha, they both turn into Paramarthik Shraddha or Shastriya Shraddha. I don't know, but my understanding was that they were just synonyms. True love is for Shri Shri Radha Krishna. Try to understand all these topics, especially the astonishing glory of this prem. First, we should strive to attain true Shraddha, true Nishta, and then true Ruchi. Then, gradually, by the mercy of Bhagavan and the Vaishnavas, we may begin to understand these topics. If a person does not develop any qualification and is simply awarded the name of a gopi, as can be so cheaply done in Radhakund, he will attain no substantial advancement. In truth, no one in this world has true love for anyone else. For whom can a person develop real love? It is only possible to develop priti, true love, for Shri Radha Krishna, and those who have this priti will nurture feelings of service to them. As Sri Jagadananda said, Nahi tahir jada dag. That service will be untainted by anything mundane. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. This is from Rays of the Harmonist, number 17, Kārtika 2007. I hope you guys don't mind. I just need to use the bathroom really quickly. I'll be right back. Hari Bol Champak Mataji. Just give me 1 second. Let me just spotlight myself. There. Okay, there. Okay. I'll be right back. Thank you for... I'm at the halfway point right now. Starting the second reading. Thank you for waiting for me. All right, so that was the intermission. 1 second. Okay, so I'll share my screen again, and now we're going to read the introduction to Sri Veṇu-gīta. Okay. 1 second. Okay. And this is I think one of the best things to read if you really want to know what is the heart of the mission of my Śrīla Gurudeva. I think this is one of the this really clearly explains why he came to this, what was his mission in this world, what is his contribution to our our Gaudiya Sampradaya. Introduction. Srimad Bhagavatam is a direct manifestation of the Supreme Lord. It is an ambrosial, overflowing ocean of supremely sweet nectarian love, Prem Ras, for the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, that is, Vrajendranandan Shri Krishna, the personification of divine mellows. Rasik and bhavuk devotees, absorbed in tasting the beauty of Shri Krishna's pastimes, always drown in this ocean. Srimad Bhagavatam is the fully ripened, juicy fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literature that comprises the entirety of Indian thought. Within Srimad Bhagavatam, Gopi Prem, the love of the cowherd maidens of Vraj, has been ascertained to be the ultimate objective. A few towering waves of Gopi Prem can be seen from the Veṇu-gīta portion of Srimad Bhagavatam. Rasik devotees, who are seasoned in experiencing divine loving sentiments, drown themselves in these waves and even lose all consciousness of their own body. Greed to be immersed in this ambrosial ocean sprouts also in the heart of the faithful devotees who are situated on the shore of this ocean. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the combined form of Rasaraj, the king of divine mellows, and Mahabhav, the queen of divine love, resplendent with the sentiment and bodily complexion of Sri Radha, relished the nectar of Veṇu-gīta with Sri Swarup Damodar and Sri Rai Ramananda and Sri Gambhira. Srila Sanatana Goswami and Srila Jiva Goswami collected a few drops of this nectar in their commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Brihad Vaishnav Toshani and Lagu Vaishnav Toshani, respectively. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, through his commentary named Sarartha Darshini, has distributed to the whole world that same nectar in the form of remnants of their Mahaprasad. Some persons believe that unqualified sadhaks, unqualified practitioners, are ineligible to hear, to chant, or remember the topics of Sri Veṇu-gīta, Sri Rasa-panchadhyayi, Jugal-gīta, Brahmar-gīta, and so on, as described in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This consideration is fully legitimate. But according to their conception, well, according to some people's conception, only a sadhak who has conquered the six urges, lust, anger, etc., who is free from all anarthas, and who is fully purified of the heart disease of lust, is eligible to hear such topics, while all others have no right. We will now examine this topic in greater detail. Okay, so some people think we can only read the 10th canto, we can only read the Veṇu-gīta, Rasa-panchadhyayi, Yugal-gīta, Brahmar-gīta, and so on, after we're free from all anarthas, after we've conquered the six urges of lust, anger, all these, we have no more anarthas, we're fully purified, we don't have any more lust in our hearts, only then will we be able to approach these chapters, will we be able to read them. Veṇu-gīta, Rasa-panchadhyayi, Yugal-gīta. So let's see, let's examine this topic in greater detail. Srila Rupa Goswami, who established and fulfilled the inner heart's desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, composed Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sri Ujjvala Nilamani, and other sacred texts. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami composed Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. While writing, they were deeply concerned that these confidential texts on ras, transcendental loving exchanges, should not fall into the hands of unqualified persons. If this should occur, it could present a great disturbance to the world. A glimpse of this topic is found in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 4.231, as stated by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Haribol, Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, and Vidyalala Sadidi. Hare Krishna. Okay, so Chaitanya Charitamrita says on this topic, right? Rupa Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Rupa Goswami, they're concerned that that these topmost topics of ras will fall into the hands of unqualified persons, and it will cause a great disturbance to the world. So now this is what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says on this topic. E sab siddhanta gura kohite na jujai, na kohile keho ihar anta nahi pai, ataiva kohi kichu koriya ni gura, bhujibe rasika bhakta na bhujibe mura, hridaye dharaye je chaitanya nityananda, e shaba siddhanta she paibe ananda. Esaba siddhanta hoy amrer palav, bhaktagan kokiler sarvada valava. Abhakta ushter ite na hoy pravesh, tabe chitte hoy mor ananda vishesh. Je lagi kohite bhoy, she jadi na jane, iha boy kiba shukha ache tribhuvane. Ataiva bhakta gane kori namaskar, nishanke kohiye tar hok chamatkar. The esoteric and confidential conclusions regarding the amorous pastimes of Rasaraj Shri Krishna with the gopis, the cowherd maidens of Raj who embody the highest sentiments of divine love, are not fit to be these conclusions, these confidential conclusions, are not fit to be disclosed to the to the common ordinary man. But without revealing them, no one can enter into this topic. I shall therefore describe these topics in a concealed manner, so that only rasic devotees will be able to understand, whereas ineligible fools will not. Anyone who has established Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu in his heart will attain transcendental bliss by hearing all these conclusions. This entire doctrine is as sweet as newly grown mango sprouts, which can be relished only by devotees who are likened to cuckoo birds. For the camel-like non-devotees, there is no possibility of admittance into these topics. Therefore, there is a special jubilation in my heart. If those whom I fear are themselves unable to comprehend these topics, then what could be a greater source of happiness in all the three worlds? Therefore, after offering obeisances to the devotees, I am revealing this subject without any hesitation. By reading and hearing these topics, everyone can gain the highest benefit. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has clarified this topic by quoting the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-36. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham deham astita bhajate tadrishi krida yashrutva tatparo bhavet. In order to bestow mercy upon the devotees, as well as the conditioned souls, Bhagavan Shri Krishna manifests his human-like form and performs such extraordinary pastimes, like Raslila, because this is in the context of Raslila, right? That anyone who hears them becomes exclusively devoted unto him. This is quoted in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila 434. Here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami points out that the verb bhavet in this verse is in the imperative mood. This means it is compulsory for the jivas to hear such pastimes, as explained in the following verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 435. Bhavet kriya vidili she iha koi, kartavya avashya e anyatha pratyavai. In this verse, bhavet is in the imperative mood. Imperative means it's like an order. So therefore, this certainly must be done. To not do so would be a discrepancy. For the information of the reader, I'm referring here to Śrīla Jiva Goswami's Vaishnav Toshini commentary on the above quoted Srimad Bhagavatam verse 10:33-36. The words Anugrahaya Bhaktanam Manusham Deham Astita indicate that the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna appears in his original human-like form and performs various pastimes in order to bestow favor upon his devotees. Therefore, although Shri Krishna is satisfied in himself, he is aptakam, his display of kindness toward the devotees is quite appropriate. This is a distinctive characteristic of Vishuddha Sattva, pure spiritual goodness. The Lord is always prepared to reward the devotees with a result consistent with their performance of bhajan, with their worshipful service. The favor shown toward King Rahugana by Sri Jad Bharat and the Lord's favor toward Shukadeva Goswami illustrate this. In the verse under discussion, it is said that the Lord manifests his form and pastimes in order to bestow favor upon his devotees. The word bhakta, devotee, used here refers to the Vraj Devis, the gopis, the Vrajvasis, the residents of Vraj, and all other Vaishnavas, past, present, and future. In order to bestow favor upon the Vraj Devis, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, lovingly engages in such pastimes as Purvarag, the loving attachment experienced in anticipation of meeting Krishna. To bestow mercy upon all the residents of Vraj, he enacts his birth and other pastimes. And by all his activities, he bestows favor upon past, present, and future devotees through the medium of hearing narrations of his divine pastimes. One second, I'm just going to put in my headphones. I don't get distracted. 1 second. 1 second. Because I start listening to other people's conversations. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, there. Wait, I'm just checking to make sure that my mic is still... Okay, great. Okay, so he enacts his birth and other pastimes, and by all his activities, he bestows favor upon past, present, and future devotees through the medium of hearing narrations of his divine pastimes. Shri Krishna manifests all these pastimes to benefit the devotees. By doing so, even ordinary persons other than the devotees, who hear even the more common of the Lord's pastimes, become fully intent on the Lord. Therefore, by hearing the supremely ambrosial Ras Lila, Shri Krishna's dance with millions of gopis, such persons will certainly become exclusively devoted to the Lord. Of this, there can be no doubt. This fact will be elaborately discussed in the subsequent verses, such as Vikriditam Vrajavadu Bir Idam Cha Vishnu, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-39. Is this all Jiva Goswami's commentary? I think so. Nice. The words Manusham Deham Astita may also indicate that those jivas who have attained the human form of life are able to hear all these pastimes, and thus they become exclusively devoted to the Supreme Lord. This is so because the Lord incarnates exclusively on the earthly planets, and it is here only that worship of the Lord takes on its predominant form. Consequently, the human beings residing on the earthly planets may easily hear these narrations of the Lord's pastimes. We find the word bhaktanam for the devotees in this verse, but in some other editions, the word bhutanam for all living entities is found in its place. In the first case, the purport is that the Lord incarnates only for the sake of the devotees, who are thus the root cause of the Lord's appearance. But the Lord also appears in his original human-like form in order to bestow his favor upon the liberated souls, the aspirants for liberation, sense enjoyers, and all other living entities in accordance with their relationship with his devotees. The Lord's compassion is therefore said to be the cause of his appearance. The Lord's compassion is therefore said to be the cause of his appearance. There's no other reason for Krishna to come to this world. There's nothing lacking in Goloka Vrindavan that he needs to come to this world to experience. It's only for his compassion for the living entities. Nevertheless, it must be understood that the Lord's favor toward other living entities is due only to their relationship with his devotees. Very important point. It must be understood that the Lord's favor toward other living entities is due only to their relationship with his devotees. In his Bhagavatam commentary, known as Bhavarta Dipika, Srila Sridhar Swami has written that, what to speak of the devotees, even materialistic persons are freed from their material absorption by hearing the Lord's pastimes, and thus they become exclusively fixed upon him. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains this verse in his commentary known as Sarata Darshini. Okay, so now that was Jiva Goswami's explanation. Let's hear Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's explanation. He says, the Lord performs varieties of pastimes to show favor to his devotees. Coming in the human form of life, living entities who hear these pastimes become exclusively devoted unto the Lord. In other words, they develop firm faith in hearing the narrations of the Lord's activities. What more shall I say about the importance of hearing about Krishna's pastimes? And this Ras Lila, being fully imbued with Mathurā ras, the mellow of amorous love, is eminently distinguished even from the Lord's other pastimes. Like a jewel, a mantra, or a powerful medicine, this Ras Lila is endowed with such indisputable, astonishing potency that by hearing about it, all persons in the human form become devoted to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, all varieties of devotees who hear the descriptions of these pastimes will become successful and obtain supreme pleasure. Can there be any doubt about this? All varieties of devotees who hear descriptions of these pastimes will become successful and obtain supreme pleasure. Can there be any doubt about this? Also, we may now my Gurudev again. Also, we may cite verse 10:33-30 from Srimad Bhagavatam. Naitat samacharej jatu manasapi hyanishvara vinashyatyacharan modhyad yatarudro dijam visham. In other words, those who are not the Supreme Lord, who are powerless and who are subjected to karma, should never imitate the Lord's pastimes, even within their mind. If anyone foolishly imitates Lord Shiva by drinking the poison generated from the ocean, he will certainly be destroyed. The gist of Srila Jiva Goswami's and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentaries on this verse is that living entities who are subservient to the material body and who are anishvar, bereft of the controlling potency of the Supreme Lord, should never behave in such a way as to imitate the Lord. What to speak of actually transgressing religious codes, as the Lord seems to do in his pastimes, one should not even entertain the desire to do so. The word samacharan, behavior, when divided into its constituent parts, samyak and archaran, signifies complete behavior. Here it has been used to indicate total prohibition of such activity. Therefore, the purport is that such behavior should not be adopted even to the slightest extent. What to speak of performing such activities through speech or the senses, one should not even mentally conceive of such activities for oneself. The word he indicates that this certainly must not be done. If one were to behave in that way, he would be completely destroyed. The significance of the word modhyad, stupidity, is that if anyone, being ignorant of the Lord's omnipotence and his own incompetence, foolishly adopts such behavior, he will be utterly ruined. Just as if anyone other than Lord Shiva were to foolishly consume deadly poison, instantaneously he would be killed. But Lord Shiva, in spite of drinking poison, is not destroyed. To the contrary, he attains even greater fame and splendor as Nilkantha, he whose throat turned blue from drinking poison. Here in this verse, imitation of such behavior has been prohibited. Yet in the verse already cited, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-36, Ya Shrutva Tatparo Bhavit, it is evident that not only devotees, but even others who faithfully hear these pastimes will become fully devoted to the Supreme Lord. This has been further explained in the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-39. Vikriditam vrajavadu biridam cha Vishnu Shraddhanvito nushrinuyad atavarnayedya Bhaktim param bhagavati pratilabhya kamam hridrogam ashvapa hinotyachirena dhira. A sober person who in the beginning faithfully and continuously hears from his guru the narrations of Sri Krishna's unprecedented ras dance with the young brides, with the gopis of Vraj, and later describes those pastimes, very soon attains para bhakti, or prem bhakti, supreme loving devotion for the Supreme Lord, and thus becomes competent to quickly dispel the heart disease of lust. This is the way to quickly dispel the heart disease of lust, is to faithfully, that's the key word in this, faithfully and continuously hearing from his guru. We don't hear from any other person, we hear from bona fide Sadguru, the narrations of Krishna's ras dance. Then that will quickly dispel the heart disease of lust, the hridrog. Here Srila Jiva Goswami comments in Vaishnav Toshini. Having concluded the narration of the Ras Lila, Shukadeva Goswami became deeply immersed in spiritual ecstasy. In this verse, he describes the fruits of hearing and chanting the Ras Lila, and thus benedicts all future listeners and reciters. Those who incessantly and faithfully hear Krishna's Ras Lila with the young brides of Vraj, and later repeat those pastimes, quickly attain para bhakti towards Bhagavan Shri Krishna, and thus relinquish the heart disease of lust. That was Jiva Goswami. Shraddhanvita means to hear with firm faith. Shraddhanvita, hear with firm faith. This word has been used to prevent the offense that results from mistrust or disregard of the statements of Shastra, authorized Vedic scriptures. Such negative temperament is in complete opposition to the principle of hearing with faith. It has also been used to promote constant hearing. Yes, constant hearing. By its use, the importance of hearing has been pointed out. The words Atta Varnayed indicates that after continuously hearing the Ras Lila along with other special pastimes, one will personally describe those pastimes. By indirect implication, it is further indicated that after hearing and reciting, one will also remember those pastimes and take great delight in them. In other words, hearing, chanting, remembering, experiencing delight, and so on are all implied by the words Shraddhanvita Anushanuyat Atavarnayed, to hear repeatedly with faith and then describe. Para bhakti, supreme devotion, means bhakti which follows in the wake of the gopis of Vraj. Therefore, the bhakti referred to here is prem bhakti of the highest category. The word pratilabhya, obtained, together with the word para bhakti, possessing the distinctive characteristics of prem, indicates that first para bhakti is obtained within the heart, displaying all its unending varieties at every moment. Thereafter, one quickly gives up the heart disease of lust. The difference between calm, material lust as a disease of the heart, and calm, spiritual love in relationship to the Supreme Lord is made clear. Okay, so there's transcendental calm, and then there's this world, material calm. These two are quite distinct from each other. The word calm here indirectly implies that all diseases of the heart will quickly be dispelled by spiritual love. In Bhagavad-gīta 18:54, it is said, "One who is situated in the transcendental position beyond the contamination of the three modes of nature, who is fully satisfied in the self, who neither laments nor hankers for anything, and who looks impartially upon all living beings, attains para bhakti unto me." In this verse from Gita, it is said that one attains para bhakti only after the disappearance of the diseases of the heart. Yet, in the Srimad Bhagavatam verse quoted above, it is said that one attains para bhakti even before their departure. Consequently, it is understood that by hearing and chanting of Ras Lila, hearing and chanting of Ras Lila is one of the most powerful forms of spiritual practice. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur discusses the same verse, this verse 39, in his Sarata Darshini commentary. Okay, so now let's hear Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's explanation of this verse. Vikriditam Vrajavadu Biridam Chavishnu. He says, the prefix anu, which means repeatedly or methodically, when applied to shrunoyat, to hear, indicates constant hearing. By continuously hearing from the lips of the Shravan Guru and Vaishnavas, and there's a footnote here, it says, Shravan Guru is that Guru from whom one hears the fundamental truths and confidential aspects of bhakti, and who instills the desire to enter bhajan. It's often the same as the bhajan shiksha guru. Okay, so by continuously hearing from the lips of the Shravan Guru and Vaishnavas, and thereafter reciting, narrating, or describing those pastimes in poetry of one's own composition, one attains para bhakti, that bhakti which is of the nature of prem. After hearing instructions from the Shravan Guru, the person from whom one hears about the fundamental truths of Bhagavan, a desire may arise to engage in bhajan. Yes, after hearing instructions from the Shravan Guru, a desire may arise to engage in bhajan. The suffix tva has been used in the formation of the verb pratilabhya, obtained in this way. Prati plus lab plus tva. According to the rules of Sanskrit grammar, when the suffix tva is applied to a verbal root with a prefix, it is replaced by yap. Then the letter pa is dropped, and thus the final form of the word pratilabhya is obtained. The suffix tva is applied to the first of two verbs performed by the same agent to show successive action. That is, having attained prem, he relinquishes all lusty desires of the heart. Having attained prem, he relinquishes all the lusty desires of the heart. In this case, the first action is pratilabhya, the attainment of prem, and the second action is apahinoti, the renunciation of lusty desires of the heart. Therefore, the suffix tva in the verb pratilabhya indicates that although lust and other evils still remain within the heart, prem bhakti first enters the heart and by its extraordinary influence destroys all vices to the root. In other words, hearing and reciting Ras Lila possesses such astonishing power that the lust in the heart of the faithful sadhak is destroyed, and he attains prem. Though these two take place simultaneously, the influence of prem manifests first, and then through its effect, all lusty desires of the heart are dissipated. Thus, as a result of hearing and chanting the narrations of the Lord's pastimes, one first attains prem for the Lord's lotus feet, and thereafter one's heart is liberated from lusty desires and all other contamination. Thus, one becomes perfectly pure, because prema is not feeble like the process of jnana and yoga. Bhakti is all-powerful and supremely independent. The words hrid rog kam indicate the difference between lusty desires of the heart and the calm in relationship to the Supreme Lord. Calm, which is in the relationship to the Supreme Lord, is of the very nature of the nectar of prema, whereas lusty desires of the heart are exactly the opposite. Therefore, these two attitudes are distinct from each other. This is substantiated by use of the words hrid rog kam. The word dhira means pandit, or one who is learned in the scriptures. One who refuses to accept the claim of this verse and thinks, as long as the disease of lust remains in the heart, prema cannot be obtained. So that person is said to possess an atheistic temperament. Wow, this is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He's saying that person possesses an atheistic temperament. One who is free from such a foolish nihilistic mentality is known as a pandit, or a sober person, a dhira. Consequently, only those who have firm faith in the Shastra are known as dhira. Those who have no faith in the statements of the Shastras are atheists and offenders to the holy name. Such persons can never attain prema. Consequently, in the heart of the sadhaks who firmly believe the statements of the Shastra, faith arises by hearing Raslila and other narrations. Only in the heart of such faithful devotees does prema manifest its influence as a result of hearing narrations of Krishna's activities. Thereafter, lust and all evils present within the heart of the devotees are destroyed to the root. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam 10.47.59 is also relevant to this discussion. There it is stated that bhakti is the only cause of superior qualities found in any individual. Austerities, learning, knowledge, and so on are not the cause of superior qualities. Although bhakti is itself of the highest excellence, it does not appear only in the most exceptional individuals endowed with all good qualities. On the contrary, it may manifest or remain even in the most condemned and vile persons. We hear the example of Jagai and Madhai, or Mrigardi the hunter, which we just read about a couple days ago. Furthermore, it causes thoroughly wretched and fallen persons to attain all good qualities, to become worthy of the respect of all, and to attain the highest and most rare association. For this reason, the opinion that Bhakti Devi enters the heart only after all base propensities and desires, all anarthas, offenses, lust, and all other diseases of the heart have been eradicated is not appropriate. On the contrary, by the mercy of the Supreme Lord or the devotees, or by faithfully executing sadhana and bhajan, this rare prema bhakti enters the heart first, and then all unwanted tendencies are automatically dissipated. This conclusion is thoroughly agreeable. 1 second. I just need to, this is important. সুবল ও তুমি এখন ওখানে আছো ঠিক আছে এক সেকেন্ড 1 second. Subal Saka, he is cooking the feast for a program that we're just about to start. So I'm just going to tell Jai Shri to tell Lakshmi Kanta to show him where the place is where we're having the program.
The number you are calling is switched off. Please.
Oh my God. What? That's so frustrating. 1 second. I just hear the door open. I think that she's left. Okay, Subal's already there at the petrol pump. Can you go there now? So I have to just bring them to Bhaktivedānta. Okay, I am back. We're almost finished. We're almost to the end. Okay. All right. Where are we? Okay. So, on the contrary, by the mercy of the Supreme Lord or the devotees, or by faithfully executing sadhana and bhajan, this rare bhakti enters the heart first, and then all unwanted tendencies are automatically dissipated. This conclusion is thoroughly agreeable. Therefore, faithful sadhaks with firm belief in the statements of Shastra, Guru, and Vaishnavas are eligible to hear the narrations from Srimad Bhagavatam, which are saturated with nectar. And those who believe that only sadhaks who are completely free from all anarthas are eligible to hear the above-mentioned pastimes will neither become free from anarthas nor obtain eligibility to hear, even after millions of births. Another point to consider is that if this argument is accepted, then we sadhaks who are still affected by anarthas, although possessing faith, could never read or hear the sacred books of the Rasik Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas, like Śrīla Sanatana Gosvāmī, Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Thakur. This means we would be forever deprived of the extremely confidential and elevated truths of bhakti expressed by these acharyas. There would be no possibility that the sprout of greed for raganuga bhakti, spontaneous devotion, would ever be awakened in our heart. We would be forever cheated of that which was not previously given, the prem ras of the most munificent Shri Shachinandan, he who bestows Krishna prem. What then would distinguish the Sri Gaudiya Vaishnavas who have taken shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Vaishnavas of other disciplical lines from other sampradayas? A third point to consider is this. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 870 quotes this verse from Padyavali. Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavita Mati Kriyatam Yadi Kutopi Labhyate Tatram Lolyam Api Mulyam Ekalam Janma Koti Sukritar Na Labhyate. Here the words Lolyam Api Mulyam Ekalam, indeed, the only price is greed, indicate that this supremely rare greed cannot be aroused even by pious activities accumulated over millions and millions of births. Then how can this greed be obtained? The words Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavita Mati indicate that one whose intelligence or perception has been awakened toward Krishna Bhakti Ras, or nectar-filled loving service to Krishna. Here, the implication is that by faithfully hearing the narrations of Sri Krishna's pastimes saturated with ras from the lips of Rasik Vaishnavas in whom Krishna Bhakti Ras has arisen, or by faithfully and attentively studying the literatures related to the pastimes of Sri Krishna composed by them, this greed may be obtained. Besides this, there is no other means. So it's 100% essential that we hear from one whom this Krishna Bhakti Ras, in whose heart this has awakened. Some maintain that at present no sadhak exists who is completely free from anarthas, and that therefore no one is eligible, nor in the future will anyone be eligible. This argument is completely illogical. Freedom from lust and all other anarthas in and of itself is not the qualification for entrance into Raganuga Bhakti. On the contrary, greed awakened towards the Lord's Madhurya, sweetness, is the sole qualification for entrance into Raganuga Bhakti. Nor is there any certainty that by routine observance of the limbs of Vaidhi Bhakti, by following rules and regulations alone, greed toward Raganuga Bhakti will automatically awaken. It's not just by following Vaidhi Bhakti that you'll be able to follow Raganuga Bhakti. There is no evidence of this anywhere. Therefore, our highest obligation is to follow the purport of the commentaries of the previous acharyas to the above-mentioned verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, of course, it's because Raganuga Bhakti. What is that verse? In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Gurudeva would quote it all the time. God, my brain is so. Anyways, but it's only like at the stage of asakti that I think it's the stage of asakti where we begin to enter into Raganuga Bhakti. So it's a very high stage. It's not, you have to come to a very high stage before you're able to enter into Raganuga Bhakti. But it doesn't mean that only at that stage can we begin to hear these things from a pure devotee. We come to that stage by hearing these things. It is by the inspiration of His divine grace, Śrīla Gurudeva Padma Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotarashatashi Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and the repeated solicitation of many bumblebee-like devotees that I am presenting Śrī Veṇu-gīta to the readers, along with the purports to the commentaries of Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Śrīla Jiva Goswami named Sarata Darshini and Śrī Vaishnav Toshini respectively. By reading this subject with full faith, the greed to enter into Raganuga Bhakti will certainly sprout in the heart of the faithful devotees. This itself is the very purpose of human life. Having expounded upon every point, I end the discussion here, praying for a drop of mercy from Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas, Tridandi Bhikshu, Śrī Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa. Jai, Śrīla Gurudeva ki Jai. So yeah, this is such an essential topic. One of the most, why did Mahaprabhu come to this world? What was the purpose? If we think, oh, I'll never be able to enter into these topics, the very reason why Mahaprabhu came, the very thing that all of our Guru Varga was trying to give us, and we think, oh, no, I'm not qualified for that ever. I'm just going to continue reading Bhagavad Gita throughout the rest of my life, and like that, then we're missing the whole point of everything. Like so. At the same time, that doesn't mean my Gurudev would give so much emphasis that first we must become like Prahlad Maharaj. We must follow Dhruva and Prahlad Maharaj, and we have to establish a very strong foundation, and so that we can build the temple. There's this beautiful book, Nectar of Govinda Lila. He talks about the palace of Srimad Bhagavatam, but how we must make a strong foundation so that we can for this palace of Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, without a strong foundation, then yes. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that we just spend our entire lives making a foundation and that we never actually try to see the very thing that our acharyas are trying to give us. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to end here because we're doing a program. It's the program starting now. I'm going to quickly finish up, and then tomorrow we can read glorifications of my Śrīla Gurudev from many different devotees. Yeah. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur, Hari Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Rupa Raghunath, Jaya Rupa Raghunath, Rupa Raghunath, Jaya Rupa Raghunath, Jai Sachinandan, Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jai Gaura Hari, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. I'd really love to continue going on and speaking more of the glories of my Gurudev. Now we see the teachings of my Gurudev, but we'll have to save that for tomorrow because, yeah, I don't want to be late for this program. All right. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki jai. Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudeva ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Trivikram Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gaurkishordas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Śrī Rupa Nugogoriya Guru Varga ki jai. Śrīla Baladev Vijibhushan Prabhu ki jai. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Śrī Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki jai. Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Par ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Shar Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gora Mandala Braja Mandala Mathurā Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai. Jai Śrīla Gurudeva ki jai. The 103rd Vyāsa-pūjā Mahotsav of my Śrīla Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Avirvav Titi ki jai. Titi Palan Kari Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyaya Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams, everybody. It'd be really nice sometime in the future. I always come up with ideas, but I'm not sure when we'll be able to do it. But I would really like sometime in the future to really go through this introduction and like really like break down the point, like go through each of the commentaries of Srila Jiva Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and really like get clear on each of the points and like just so that we have it in our heads and we can really and also the Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, those verses that we read, and just become very strong on this topic, understanding all the different arguments that people make why we shouldn't hear and understanding why we should hear, and yeah, just become really clear. I think that would really please my Gurudev. That would so anyways, sometime in the future maybe we can do that. Thank you so much for joining. Krishna Mai Didi, Shubhananda Prabhu, Champak Mataji. And then let's see who else is there on YouTube and Facebook. Rukmini Didi, Ganga Mataji, Hari Priya Didi, Indira Mataji, Hari Vallabh Prabhu, Sudevi Didi, Rup Manjari Didi, and who else? Prajumla Prabhu, Mantaramurti Mataji, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Madhusudan Prabhu, Satsang. Is that Baladev Prabhu? I think so. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow. If there is time tonight, then maybe I'll do another reading in the evening time, but I have a Gaudiya Kirtan meeting. I have like a lot of things going on today, so we'll see. But it would be nice to read more. So let's see. But definitely tomorrow at this same time that I started today, we will read again. We'll read all the glorifications, memories, and things about like that of glorifications of my Gurudev. So I hope you all have a wonderful celebration today. And also, okay, so I'm going right now to this place called Bhaktivedānta Kunj in Mayapur, and we're going to start kirtan very soon. And there'll be many devotees coming. Padmanabha Maharaj will be coming, Tridandi Maharaj will be coming, Sajan Maharaj, Tapasvi Maharaj, and so many different devotees. My parents will be there, and yeah, many very nice devotees will come, and we'll have glorifications there. So maybe we can make this live. I think I might go live on my channel for all the glorifications. I definitely Madhavi. If she'll do a live video. So if you go to Padmanabha Maharaj's page, you'll be able to see the Padmanabha Maharaj's Facebook page. You'll be able to see the live program. But I might also go live on my channel. I'll see. But anyhow, all right, I'm gonna end now. See you all. Yeah, later. Haribol.